We never sleep for the past 1 week because of Tinubu tax reform bill when they send go National Assembly. Tinubu say this bill go must get through even when governors and some other men don't come out come talk say make you withdraw this bill. Say no, say this bill must go National Assembly. Make they go tackle do you understand? Now make Kalu do me won't scatter National Assembly. I mean Senate floor the other day.
Tinubu's tax reform bills, president's visit to France, in addition to other matters arising. Good to have you on this day live, Senator Orji Kalu. Thank you for joining us again on this program.
Thank you very much, Ruben, and happy Sunday.
Same to you, sir. Yeah. Well, quickly, what happened in the National Assembly, on the floor of the Senate particularly, whereby, the major thing that we can hang on to is that northern senators were very furious. To be specific, Senator Ningi and Senator Ali Ndume following the prompting of the Northern Governors Forum. Now, governors of other states are also saying that they don't want those 4 tax bills, that will ensure reform. Now, the position of Mr. Taiwo Yedele, chairman of the Presidential Committee on Tax Reform and Fiscal Policy, and that of Dr. Zach Adedeji, the chairman of Federal Inland Revenue Service, is that, look, the proposed bills will promote justice, fairness, equity. But there are some of your colleagues in that Senate who think that states should not, receive VAT only on what they consume. They want to collect VAT on export and import. They want to collect VAT on international services. They don't even want the clause in the reform bills saying that people who don't earn up to 50,000, 70,000 should not pay tax. And that those who earn over 100 million should pay at least about 25%. I'm just trying to summarize. You know the details since it has come before the Senate. So what is your own stand in this matter? Are you one of the senators supporting the governors saying that they don't want competition, they don't want production, they just want to keep collecting money?
Well, thank you, Ruben, Dr. Akpati. For me, democracy is about choices. And the choices of democracy is what people believe in and what people think about and what people try to do. Both the holder and beholder are right. In a constitutional democracy, which is about the people, you cannot just agree on everything. The bill is a progressive bill, very progressive. But if there are disagreements in the bill, which people might think is unconstitutional, we will address it because the President of the Senate and the senators have already passed this bill to go for public hearing. In the public hearing, people are concerned about Section 77 and Section 26. We will be able to address those sections in the public hearing. I think what this bill tried to bring is fiscal federation, fiscal policies, and that will bring as you produce, you earn. Whatever you produce locally, you earn. And let me be honest with you. Ndume is a very great senator. I don't discard Ndume. I don't ever say he's not doing his job. He has a right to disagree, whatever he do not believe in his constituency. But those who believes that this bill is progressive are also progressive with the bill, because the bill is about Nigeria. India, as you may know, for them to come out of where they are, they've amended about 2,000 obscure bills in their system. So Nigeria needs to continue updating our bills. I don't totally agree that this is good or bad. You elected us to make a bill. And I have my colleagues. It's not about North or South. I'm a Nigerian. And I believe I'm a genuine Nigerian. If this bill is about Nigerians, the Senate President, in his wisdom, sent this bill for public hearing and constituted an elders committee in the Senate, which about 5 or 6 of us, I think, if I can remember, I'm a very old man now, Dr. Akpati. If I can remember, he put Senator Aleru there, he put Senator Kalu, Senator Dixon, I think Senator Asukwo, and the chairman of that council should be the minority Senate leader, Abamoru, and one other person. We are 5 of us. So if they have given us this wisdom, I tell you on my honor as a Catholic, I will defend the cause of Nigeria. Whatever is good for Nigerian people is what I will stand for. I will not stand for east or west. I will not stand for anybody trying to cheat anybody. I'm a beneficiary of Nigeria, and Nigeria is my country, and I work for Nigeria.
Okay,
the bill is progressive, and we should work on the bill. If there is any section of the bill that is not good for Nigerian people, then if there's any section of bill that conflicts with the Constitution, we'll look at it.
Okay, Senator.
The Governors Forum, they are very right. No, the Governors Forum, they are right. Because when I disagree with the bill, they have no information. Professor Oyedide, the man in charge of taxation, a great scholar, he gave us what I wanted to hear, because the bill was totally about fiscal federalism.
Okay, Senator. Yes, I had all the points you made about the public hearing where matters can be resolved and all of that. And I hope that it will be a public hearing that will pass the test of integrity and accountability, because we have had cases in the past where, kangaroo public hearings were conducted. But what I wanted you to actually respond to is this perception in some quarters that, in fact, President Tinubu wants this bill so that states like Lagos, Bayelsa, the FCT, and Oyo State can make more money, and some other states can be deliberately impoverished. What do you think of that allegation?
As I've told you before, this bill is very progressive, and this bill is going to bring back fiscal federalism, and many senators have not been briefed. I think the federal government made a mistake. The federal government, the initiators of this bill, could have gone to brief the Council of States, the Economic Council, and brief the Forum of the Governors and make it public to Nigerian people. I'm a very honest man. I'm a Nigerian who believes in Nigeria. And I believe so much that what Nigerians can do for themselves. Because one of my friends called me and said, oh, President Tinubu wanted to put another alpha beta in Nigeria, like he put in Lagos State. That is not the issue. The issue is that we need to make amendments of our laws. These laws are over 100 years. I support that our laws, not only the tax bill, many other laws are obsolete. We need to bring new laws. We need senators like Ndume, who will raise up our conscience. I respect Senator Ndume very well, and I do not scare him away. Those who tell Senator Ndume to shut up are not being kind to democracy. Democracy is not about one voice. Democracy is about multiple voices. Democracy is about what people, multiple, is the government being guided by majority of the people. And Ndume is one of them. So I buy the friendship of Ndume because I've known him for many years. So he's a strong voice.
Well,
And the Senate president did not shut him up.
Senator.
The rhetoric is not about Ndume. The rhetoric the sitting president that day was talking about, it was generally rhetorics. So
Okay, Senator.
there is no kangaroo public hearing. The governors can be there with their people. Anybody can be there. But this bill is very progressive. Any part of this bill that conflicts with Nigerian constitution, I will never vote for it.
Okay.
Any part of this bill that have anything to do against our existing law in Nigeria, I will not vote for it. And many other people will not vote for it. The people who are supporting this bill support this bill because it's a deal that will bring all Nigerians together. That will bring back fiscal federalism, as I've told you.
Okay,
If whatever
Senator.
you produce, you earn.
Senator.
That will make some governors to go back to their states and make the state to be safe. So people can start producing goods and earning goods to sell so they can earn money.
Okay, Senator Kalu, I'm glad that you are aware that some people are saying, oh, maybe this tax reform thing is about bringing alphabet to the nation. And you say that's not true. But what about attempts at national integration by President Tinubu? You must have heard allegations that there is a Lagosization of Nigeria going on, a Tinubunization of Nigeria going on, where people from Lagos and Yorubas mainly have been given the major positions in this government. You must have heard that too, the same way you heard about attempt to alphabetize Nigeria.
Well, I cannot speak to President Tinubu. He's elected president and he was prepared to be president. He fought to be president. I didn't fight to be one. And President Tinubu knows those who work for him. And it is not fair. And I think if we, as Nigerians, want to better Nigeria, President Tinubu needs to work on integration of the country. He needs to bring every part of the country together. Whether we are north, we are south, we are east, we are west, we are anywhere. I think there's a lot of hatred in Nigeria. People hate themselves. People hate one another. People talk about tribes. People talk about this. I came from Lagos to be governor of Abia State. If I might tell you this, Dr. Akwati, you will not believe it. When I was leaving Lagos, my two girls, Neya and Zina, were living with Senator Nnamdi Kanu in Lagos State for over 3 years. They stayed with her because we have no French school where they were going in Lagos, in Abia. So we leave them in Lagos Marine House. That is what Nigeria is all about. Nigeria should be about one. Nigeria should not be about Yoruba. It should not be about Igbo. It's not about Hausa. It's not about Kanuri, Fulani, or anybody. It's just like you. When you said, I'll ask you a question. When you banalize that Igbos are not selling land, that is not Nigeria. Nigeria is about Nigeria. Because Dr. Akwati, you told Igbos that they were not selling land to Yorubas, which I find as a multiple fabrication. It's not true. It's not statement of fact. Nigeria should be Nigeria. I'm a Nigeria by heart. I bought properties in Lagos. I do business in Lagos. I do business everywhere. So President Tinubu should be able to know that Nigeria should be Nigeria. If President Tinubu refuses that Nigeria is Nigeria, then he can't be president of Lagos State. He can't be president of Osun State. He can't be president of Oyo State or Rivers State. This VAT must be a VAT where we work to be able to reflect the influence of Nigerian people. Nigeria is a country that if harnessed well, without tribalism, without anybody taking where he comes from, for me, we should remove every local government, everything you come from, wherever your state is from, we should remove it in any form we feel. in doing business in Nigeria.
Okay.
So I think that President Tinubu wanted to be president, and I hope if he really wanted to be president, he should use that office to do Nigeria to be one country. He has an opportunity to write his name in gold. And for me, let me be honest with you, President Tinubu looks and has acted boldly for every decision they are taking. Okay. He might be right, he must be wrong, but history will exonerate him.
Okay, Senator Kalu, I've heard you. The point about national integration is very important. But Professor Wole Soyinka had posed a question. When is a nation? When is Nigeria going to become a nation? I think that's a question all of us should answer instead of staying in our ethnic cocoons. And on land, where I don't want to debate land with you, but there is an essay by Leo Tolstoy titled, How Much Land Does a Man Need? It's a very instructive test, but let me leave that subject since it's a subject that people are already debating publicly. Very exciting to have generated a national debate.
Dr. Patti, no, people should not lead land. Whatever Professor Wole Soyinka said, Dr. Patti, people should not lead land because everything you have in life is vanity. You cannot sleep in two beds. You cannot sleep in one. You cannot drive two cars. You cannot go on out of everything. You see, for example, since I went into Kuje prisons and left Kuje prisons, my idea about life changed. Because I went from the lowest point of life and I've seen all. This is why people like me are not afraid of death. We are not afraid of what you say or what you do. I am about Nigeria. So if we are talking about any law on anything, President Tinubu should be able to stand firm about Nigeria. He has to lead Nigeria. He's not leading Lagos State. He's not leading Osun State. He's not leading Oyo State. This state you call makes no meaning to me. He should lead Nigeria. And as a president that wants to lead Nigeria, he should stand up and lead Nigeria. That is the only thing the Nigerian people will respect him for.
Well, Senator, you are very right.
I support for him to lead Nigeria, not to lead any section of the country.
You are very right.
This country is too big to lead any section.
We need patriots.
You must lead Nigeria.
We need
and
patriots.
present Nigeria.
We need nationalists. We do not need ethnic champions. People will get carried away with their own village, clannish politics. But let's leave that matter. This is one of the things Nigeria has to deal with. But President Tinubu, yes, is president.
You can't leave it. You can discuss it with me so that Nigerians will know we have discussed Nigeria.
Yes. But let me ask you about Nigeria. President Tinubu, on a state visit to Paris, to France, some of our banks have opened branches in Paris. There is strong bilateral relations between Nigeria and France. Franco-Nigeria Chamber of Commerce, they call it. Agemokwede is the president of that branch. United Bank for Africa, UBA, led by Tony Elumelu, has also opened a branch in France and all of that. What for you is the significance of this new romance between Nigeria and France? And how beneficial do you think it could possibly be?
Let me be honest with you. President Tinubu, diplomatic shuttles between country and countries have been very good. I'm very impressed on that level. I'm not talking about tribalism now. I'm talking about the diplomatic shuttles the president have been doing. And it is good. That is only way we can succeed. That is the only way we can have new investors. That is the only way that when Nigerian companies open in the other countries, it means we're a step ahead. We can now have people from Nigeria going to France to work. And they'll be able to work and earn money and send back home. The diaspora, for example, is the greatest asset Nigeria should build. I would like the National Assembly to allow this diaspora inflow to follow with their vote. If you bring in money, the diaspora should also vote. And we should give a special place for the diasporas in our laws so that the incoming and inflow that will come from abroad will be enjoyed by people of Nigeria.
Okay, very good. But let's talk about security. The Tinubu administration says, oh, it's doing its best to deal with security issues, banditry. But we keep seeing this escalating, even in the Northwest, the Northeast, the Middle Belt. What do you think the government is not doing well enough?
You have not counted the Southeast. There's a security problem in the Southeast. Why are you this biased?
I'm not biased.
That's the question to you. Answer me.
No, I'm not biased. I have nothing against the Southeast.
You didn't tell about Southeast.
I went to school with people from the Southeast. You know, we were in Calabar together.
No. That's where you went to school. It's just people have been complaining. There are a lot of write-up today in the social media against you and the Southeast phobia.
Well,
why are you
I don't have any phobia against the people of the Southeast, you know. But there are certain inconvenient truths that must be said in this country. And it's because people run away from certain truths, certain realities. Even when those realities are contextualized, they get emotional. Even the most educated, they leave their brain on one side and they just become ethnic gladiators. Anyway. But I wanted you to talk about security situation, whether it's in Southeast or the Northwest or the Northeast.
Well, for me, the security in Nigeria is improving. A minor Senate committee met with the National Security Advisor a few days ago, and the explanation Alhaji Nuhu Ribado gave to that subcommittee of intelligence, I was very impressed, because if you see what Alhaji Nuhu Ribado, the National Security Advisor, gave the subcommittee, a committee of intelligence of the Senate, chaired by distinguished Senator Shehu Buba, I was very impressed on what he gave us. And there's improvement from what he gave us. And I don't want to discuss that on the television with you, because there is daily improvement in what the security plans is. And you can see that the National Security Advisor have given a lot of improvement all over Nigeria, even in the Southeast, for arresting even those they arrested all over Nigeria. The National Security Advisor and the service chiefs have been working very hard. And most likely, I will tell you that the new people in SSS, like the old man that was in SSS, have deployed their intelligence. Intelligence is part of what we need. Gun is not all ultimate. We need to work with intelligence. Intelligence is a local thing we need, because we are not deploying intelligence enough. People have no history, people have no story. People who castigate Bichi for not doing well is not true. Bichi did his job, and the new henchman is taking over from where Bichi stopped, and he's improving, because it's about technology. It's about what people want to do. It's what people want to see. If people rely on technology to be able to do their job, technology will help us to know where we are. So I think security-wise, the Southeast, our governors are doing their best, trying to do what they can to see what we can do. I urge President Tinubu to put more effort in the Southeast, to put more effort in Northwest, to put more effort in Northeast and the North Central, especially Niger, where these people are disturbing. This fight is all about resources of Nigeria. We must stand up as Nigerians to fight these bandits. These bandits are foreigners. They are not Nigerians. No Nigerian will want to kill a fellow Nigerian. And no president will want people of Nigeria to suffer. President Tinubu will not want people of Nigeria to suffer. People, yes, there's economic problem. People are hungry, people are starving, people are saying all kinds of things. But I want to assure you No president in life wants, because of security problem or the other, to allow people of his country to suffer. Tinubu is traveling every day now and then. It's not for himself. He's traveling to see the betterment of Nigeria. Well, this is a president that I feel that should do better than any other person because he's very exposed. Having lived in America for many years, I expect President Tinubu to be able to give Nigerians the best they can have. If
Senator,
we are hungry and employing economic problems of IMF, we should be able to cook a local breed economy that will help Nigerians.
Senator, I'll be rounding up shortly. But you brought up the issue of security challenges in the Southeast. What's your reaction to the developments around Simon Ekpa, who is in Finland and has been sponsoring insecurity, allegedly, in the Southeast?
Well, as far as I'm concerned, the governors did not handle the... I think the governors should be able to stand up to the Southeast. When I was governor and I encountered those kind of things from the leader of Biafra then, we stood up to it. I stood up to it. And governors have to stand up. You cannot live in my bush and leave you. You cannot be carrying AK-47. When I was governor, it's haram. It's against the law. I can't see you with AK-47. I will not spare you. If I see you with AK-47, it means you are a criminal. Because the law of Nigeria does not allow anybody to carry AK-47 in the Southeast. So, if governors, I established Bakassi. And when I was using Bakassi in Abia State, it was very effective. It was not for settling of husband and wife or girlfriend and boyfriend or land matter. It was purely to settle criminals. So if governors have a local vigilante, those local vigilantes should be properly for crimes. I set Nnewi free, I set Onitsha free, I set all those places free. When I was governor, you can leave your car anywhere in part of Abia and nobody will touch it because they know the consequences of touching the car. I'm very strong-willed and I remain strong-willed. And I can do anything to safeguard life or properties of people I rule. And if every governor should take that cue, they will be good leaders of their state. Because you cannot leave your state naked. You must be a strong leader to condemn crime and eradicate crime. Nobody should tolerate anything, any type of crime in his state. It's not allowed. Simon Ekpa was calling me, threatening me that I don't support Biafra, I don't support this. But I left it to his conscience. My conscience is that I am a Democrat. I'm an Igbo man to a heart. I'm a Nigerian to a heart. And I believe in this country. I believe also in my tribe where I come from in Ibere. So if I believe in all these things, Nigerians should see ways to make sure that Southeast is safe. If Southeast is not safe, how can you be crossing from Southeast, from the South River State to carry petrol and carry everything to the north? It's impossible. So we must be safe. Igbos must have safety on their hands.
On that note,
the federal government should work for that, their state government should work for that, and the army should dismantle all the roadblocks in Igbo land.
Okay.
Where
on that note, Senator,
people will come with transport and stop on the road. It's no longer viable. That is not security. Security is about intelligence. Intelligence, intelligence, and intelligence.
On that note, Senator Orji Kalu, Senator representing Abia North Senatorial District in the National Assembly, in the Senate, I'd like to thank you very much for joining us.
This tax bill, the talk say now the way you consume, now you go to get VAT. See no free meal again for the Northerners. Now I made the Northerners the verse. I say this tax now what you produce, what you, that is the value of what you consume, now you go get us. benefit. You understand? So next thing I make the northerners they usually knock war. Say this tax bill must not skate through. But President Tinubu say no. It is time to restructure, to reform the tax. Say for the past 10 years they never check our tax bill. Understand? So the northerners they provoke because they don't really get better thing. You understand? And now we they survive them. But like the Buga they tell us say that they get Nigeria. You understand? But relax. What I like Tinubu be saying, he get the clout to couple anybody anyone couple. You know they fear anybody.